Eating Soup Alone is a podcast hosted by me, Christopher Crumley, and co-hosted by Nicholas Johnson. We try our best to ramble incoherently about a handful of movies at least once a week. Clap good. Happy Hellraiser Halloween.
Happy Hellraiser Halloween.
Halloween.
Hello, happy Halloween.
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 Can't believe there's not a Hellraiser named Halloween.
They might get confused with the people will think it's a Halloween crossover.
So, we watched 3 of these.
Again, yes.
Not good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you like any of them?
No.
Okay.
I thought about liking the first one, but I couldn't.
Hellraiser 6?
Yeah, Hellseeker.
Didn't you tell me you wrote the least amount down about that one? Or
No.
was it 7 that you wrote the least about? Yeah.
No, it was 6. I was doing a bit with you.
Yeah.
The first note I wrote down was just Allstate, because it's the Allstate guy.
Right, it is the Allstate guy.
And then I wrote down a few more, but...
You did not like this as much as the one before it.
Correct.
Pretty similar. In
Yeah,
some ways.
almost the same movie, kind of.
Yeah. So odd how many of those spec scripts are laying around, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's a great point. Where are my notes at?
I got this one, actually. I've got this one. This is one that, like, it's so... We're talking about Hellraiser 6, Hellseeker. The problem with all of these movies is a no-brainer. It's a layup. Everybody knows what it is. It's that none of them were written as Hellraiser movies. They just flipped to page 12, wrote down Pinhead, and then flipped to page 89 and wrote down Pinhead again.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Anytime in all 3 of these movies, the box or Pinhead shows up, I go, oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's just straight up the biggest problem. So what's going on with this one? This one, I don't like necessarily, but this one is probably of the like batch of like movies that are clearly spec scripts, and I don't necessarily consider them Hellraisers. I paid the most attention to this one, is the way to put it, maybe?
Yeah.
I was entertained in a sense.
I didn't despise my time watching this. This one didn't feel straight to DVD.
But it did feel like it was made for $34 also.
Yeah. Actually, I can tell you. It was made for
$37.
$3.5 million.
Oh, wow.
There's no box office here, so
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
So, well, straight to DVD.
Was it?
Yeah, direct to DVD.
Oh, I thought the other ones were in this one. Oh, okay. I
think the third one might have been the last one or something.
Yep, straight to video, yep.
Maybe the fourth. Maybe Bloodlines, the space one. But anyways, okay, so with this one, you have the Beeper King.
Yes. The Vulture or whatever.
He is Mr. Allstate.
He's Mr. Allstate, and...
What is his real... Whatever, Mr. Allstate.
Funny enough, Mr. Allstate crashes his car into a lake.
We can do some stuff in a second, but I do want to just speed around, say the plot to this film.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So, Mr. Allstate and his wife, Mrs. Allstate, are kissing in a car and then wreck into a lake because of their love.
Classic.
Yes, happens all the time. He wakes up, and he is now Billy Pilgrim unstuck in, like, time, seemingly. Just waking up randomly. Men are operating on his head one time.
Billy Pilgrim.
Oh, Slaughterhouse-5.
Oh, right.
But when he wakes up this time...
Good reference.
He has amnesia.
Kind of.
Well,
no, he does, yeah. He has selective amnesia.
Yeah, he knows that he loves his wife and she's missing, and detectives are on his ass because they think that he killed her. He does not believe that he killed his wife, so there's some conflict there, obviously. He goes to work, and his female boss tries to bang his brains out in the break room, and he's like, what the hell? Get the fuck off me.
And she's like, what are you talking about? We do this all the time.
Yeah, and then later on he has like a brain blast, and he's like, oh shit, we do this all the time. But at the time, he's like, get the fuck off me. I miss my wife. Then he goes home, and his neighbor... What's that?
Killer apartment, by the way. Go on.
Yeah. His neighbor shows up. She's a girl, and she's like, let's bang our brains out. And he's like, what the fuck? I miss my dead wife. But then later on, he has a brain blast, and he's like, oh my god, I did used to bang that lady's brain out. And then there's like a third lady. I can't remember where she comes from, but there's like a third lady that he's also been banging their brains out. So you're slowly getting that he's not a good guy, which I do like. I like the thing of like, you meet this guy, you feel for him because his wife's missing.
Yeah.
But then suddenly he's a sleazebag. But, you know, then you're in that position where you're like, okay, well, that doesn't mean that this guy deserves to have his wife missing, you know? But then it starts to seem like the detectives really suspect that he's doing it, and you're kind of like, what? Get the fuck off my man's ass. Except they're like, your wife had all that money. We think you knocked her off so that you could get that money. And he's like, you're crazy. But then his one friend at work is like, dude, we were supposed to knock that lady off for the money, but the heat's getting too hot or whatever. And he's like, oh my God, I did knock my wife off for the money. So he is trying to knock off, well, he did potentially successfully knock off his wife now for the cash money. Whatever. Shit, we can break into it, but basically then we find out, okay, so also this whole time Mrs. Allstate is Kirsty Cotton.
Insane.
Double insane. At one point for the anniversary, he gets her the lament configuration.
Yeah.
And her response I take umbrage with, which is just like, I thought I could trust you, but I guess if you want to open the box, I'll show you what happens when you open the box. What? That's clearly the flip to page 65, write down one sentence for her to say about the box. And,
yeah.
Let's just keep this thing pushing. So, the Cenobites show up, and this is a Saw-coded film, in my opinion.
It is green.
It just feels
very
like I'm watching
green,
a Saw
yeah.
film. This is like the big twist reveal Saw thing at the end where it's like, ooh, in my opinion, which is that what actually happened is that he's not some mastermind evil guy who tracked down the box and then like has made these murders happen, because every girl that he's been banging has also died. Instead, twist, we reveal that Kirsty made another deal with the Cenobites, which was that what if I trade my soul for 5 people? So she helps the Cenobites kill the 3 mistresses, him, and the friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see an alternate version of the Kiss Lake death from the beginning, where instead she shoots him in the head. That's what causes them to wreck. And then she's talking to the detective at the end and says, oh my God, he just blew his brains out while he was driving. I didn't see it coming. And then he's like, I'm supposed to bring this in for evidence, but I wanted to give you this. And she's like, that's my anniversary gift. It's the lament configuration.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, something to remember him by. And then I think movie over-ish. But that's...
And then the coroner comes over and talks to him, and it's the doctor from the whole movie that he
She's
Fight
like,
Clubbed.
If you were dead, wouldn't you want someone talking to you like you were a person again for a couple times?
And so, what happened?
It's like a Donnie Darko situation where nothing technically happened.
Yeah, but why is what's happening?
I'm assuming that, and this is where I would take it. So there's this great Twilight Zone episode. Oh God, I wish I could remember the name, but the episode is, and it's fucking brilliant. I love it. This guy wakes up on like a British luxury cruise liner, period, like late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
In Europe, right? Wakes up in a cold panic. Doesn't know why, but slowly over the course of the episode, he's like, oh my God, I know why I'm freaking out. I know for a fact, I can't tell you why, but in like, you know, at like 1 a.m. tonight, a German U-boat is going to sink this boat. Like, we got to do something. We got to tell it. And nobody wants to believe him. That kind of stuff. And then at the end, it sinks. He dies, right? And we get to see at the end him, but he's a German general.
Uh-huh.
And he's saying, like, sink the fucking boat or whatever. And there's just, like, some underling that's like, God damn. And he's like, what do you mean, goddamn? And he's like, I don't know. I just feel like killing all those innocent lives, like I just feel like it's got to be a hefty price to pay for like your soul, like it's a burden, you know. And he's like, well, yeah, how so? What do you mean? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I feel like, you know, you'd have to pay that 1,000 times over. Like every you know soul you took, it might, you know, whatever. So he's basically cursed to live the loop of the last like hour of being on the boat and scared of dying and stuff. And so that is me maybe injecting it, or maybe it's in the movie. I can't remember them saying that, but I assume something like that, probably like a Cenobite like punishment.
Sure, I buy that.
Something like that.
I'd like to see all of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows.
But I think more than that is I would like you to in 2 minutes describe every episode to me.
Bite size?
Like 2 minutes per episode. Yeah, I think that'd be really good.
It is cool because you know that's the cool thing that. Okay, so I'm gonna go on a slight Twilight Zone tangent. The cool thing about it is that Rod Serling, in my opinion, he just knew how to work that 1 or 25 minute like window.
Yeah.
Like it's the perfect time for that story that I just told in 2 minutes to like get drawn out just enough, like with the proper pacing, slow, immersive. Right. The reason why I bring that up is because season 5, I believe, they tried to stretch it out to hour-long episodes, and some of them are good. They're very memorable, but it's just not as good because, like again, like what you're saying with the truncated version, like that 20 minutes is exactly what an episode of Twilight Zone needs, right? So,
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so.
Which is crazy because I could absolutely see a Netflix show of a guy who's having a Groundhog Day on a British cruise liner over and over and over, and you learn more about the people on the ship day to day, and he starts learning piano another Groundhog Soft Day, and then the last episode you figure out, oh, he was at the German pilot, and he's just and you would get nothing for 6 episodes, and then but you
just shove it in. And the crazy thing is that like, you know, of the, again, I'm spitballing, but I think, you know, maybe like 140 episodes, like he doesn't hold like the record or something like that, but it is remarkable the amount of episodes that were written solely by him, which are like 90 of the 140 or something like that. It's like mostly. And so like, you know, basically weekly he was just churning out those. A lot of the times, and it's noted in the credits, like this is inspired by like a, you know, short story. This is the short story it's based on.
Oh, gotcha.
But still, you know. And the twist is often similar, but again, whatever. So Twilight Zone fucking rules.
Right.
And the thing I was saying a second ago about like Rod Serling and the 2 minute, like it's great because like it's that kernel, it's like that 2 minute elevator pitch, and then just like stretch it out a little bit, and boom, you got money, right?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
It reminds me almost of an SNL skit.
Yeah.
When someone describes an SNL skit, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. When I actually watch it, I'm like, that's okay. Yeah, that's good.
Are there other things, like, and whatever, I'm going to look also, but are there other things you want to say of note about this film? Because I didn't write anything down.
You mentioned Donnie Darko.
I did.
And that relates to something I was thinking about during this movie.
Sure.
One, when he's on the bus at first, I thought, man, I love a green movie.
I have another Twilight Zone episode to talk about. But continue.
I was like, oh, so Fight Club coded, and also, Saw did it as well, but I was like, oh, I love this. And then by the end of the movie, I was thinking about, remember how we found out the guy who directed Donnie Darko was like fresh out of film school?
Yeah.
And someone just gave him the opportunity to make a movie? That's what this movie is if it was given to me at the age of 16 or 17. I'd say 17, where it is, I just saw Fight Club and I just saw Memento.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, but a little different, and then I guess I have to put a Cenobite in it, so I'll do that. And
I was thinking about, it has that 2000s, like, we're in an office.
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
just
cameras. Why? Why are there cameras?
I wrote this.
Brother?
For this, I wrote the short, truncated
this is like
Twilight Zone version for my English class in the 10th grade. You know, that's what this feels like.
Real quick, so Twilight Zone episode.
Oh yes,
very similar twist because again, a lot of the episodes have similar twists. But one of my favorites is this one. I know. I think it's called The Hitcher or The Hitchhiker. I think it's called The Hitchhiker. It's this woman.
Yes,
right?
I know this one.
Yeah.
Go on, tell me.
She's traveling from New York to California, and the episode opens with her calling her mom. She's like, "Dude, I almost got in a car accident. Crazy, right?" So then the rest of the show, she is driving at night alone. There's a lot of inner monologue. It's a great like atmospheric episode where basically every couple miles she keeps seeing the same old hitchhiker, and she slowly loses her mind because she's even asking like hitchhikers she does pick up. She's like, is there any way that if I passed a hitchhiker and then he got picked up after I passed him, that maybe they drove fast enough that they would pass me and that I would see him later? Like, you know, that kind of thing. Like, she just can't wrap her head around it. And eventually the reveal is that, you know, she calls her mom and someone else answers and cries and said, like, sorry, she can't come to the phone because she's been, you know, mourning her daughter's death for the last couple of weeks or whatever. And the twist is that she died during that car crash in the beginning, and that the hitchhiker is like an angel or whatever, like waiting to, like, you know, I think you're coming with me kind of a thing. Yeah. Take her to the pearly gates and stuff. So.
Classic.
Yeah, super spooky episode though, because it's a lot of late night woman in peril, just thinking to herself like, how could it be? How could he be here? How could he be? You know, it's super spooky. And the reason why I bring that up is because, again, like a Donnie Darko or like the Hitchhiker, that's what's going on in this one, where like you see this like alternate afterlife purgatory thing. Like he died in the beginning, and then we just watched this random bullshit happen for a little while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. So yeah, I guess that answers my question to why is this movie happening? Let me see. Do I have anything else to say about this movie?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of peruse the old Wikipedia here. head injury. He's got the memory thing. Oh, he's constantly going like, right? Isn't his head hurt?
Yeah, everyone's like, how's your head doing? He's like, not any better. It's how I ask.
They're like, here's more drugs. Again, I mean, I said it last episode, but I'll just say it a billion times. Like, part of what makes Pinhead cool is, I think, part of like being the speaker for that council. We said it last time, but it's just
he's strange by himself.
Seeing him alone.
I'm like, all right, what's going on, man? Where are your friends at?
Yeah,
you guys
he
fighting?
Needs a crew. He needs a crew.
I did write down maybe the only bit of dialogue I really enjoyed in this movie.
Okay,
is the first time I think his neighbor comes over. He's like, want to do sex? And he's like, no, I don't. And he's so freaking out. And she goes, are you okay? And he goes, not at all. And then he closes the door. And then I think it's so funny that you've seen her the whole movie, and they had to tell me that it was the girl from the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same actress and everything. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it.
Okay, several blah, 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 blah.
And then I wrote down I'll play it for you. Let me pause this real quick. Sorry, go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. You paused it. My bad. I was just trying to read a little bit about the whole, there's all this, you can read online, just on the Wikipedia, about all these films, like the scripts that were written that didn't get chosen. And I just wish there was a better explanation of why they had, I think part of it was budgetary, but they had Hellraiser scripts that people were producing constantly.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why they were just like, why don't we go to the not Hellraiser pile and just write Pinhead in there a couple of times? You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't understand.
Okay.
Doug Bradley.
When he goes into his apartment and finds the dead girl he was cheating with.
Yeah.
When he finally decides to have sex with one of them. Mm-hmm. Comes in, she's dead. If everyone wants to see it, it's at 41:58. It plays like the surprise YouTube sound. Like you hear this on like old YouTube videos all the time.
Yeah.
I've laughed pretty fucking hard at that.
That's funny. I will say that this film is one of the rare 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I will also say that people frequently consider this one and the one previous, the one that you kind of liked a bit, to be just they feel more like shitty sequels to Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got that a lot in this one. Yeah. Also, I laughed very hard. I'm just remembering now because I'm looking at the scene when he's in that room with Pinhead. He goes, "You killed my wife, blah, blah, blah." And Pinhead goes, "Yes, you are correct. The killer is in this room." And he doesn't pick up on it and he leaves.
All right. So I feel like I'm not even trying to be mean, but F? D-?
I'm going to give it an F+.
F+? I'll give it a D-, I guess. Whatever.
You know what? I'll give it a D- because it's green. I like a green movie. That gives it a lot of points.
I gave the last one a D-, and you gave the last one a B-. Number 7. Which, can I ask, to this point, because we're going to do a ranking at the end. Not of this episode, but total end. To this point, which has been the worst Hellraiser you've seen?
I mean, including the 3 that we watched?
Today, yes.
It's a real toss-up between the last 2.
I feel like I agree, but I would have to...
I'd rather watch the one at the party.
Really? I was going to say I think that one's worse, because I would rather not watch that one.
That one, we'll get to it when we get to it, but it has Cyborg and Superman in it, so...
It does. Okay, Hellraiser 7, Eraserhead mode. They do the shaky black and white floor, black and white footage thing in the beginning a couple of times. She has flashbacks to a weird thing of her dad spanking her or something.
Oh, yeah. I remember now, yeah.
But then it goes Requiem for a Dream mode, and they're a bunch of druggies strung out.
Heroin is such an extreme way to open a movie, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so our main character, her name is Reporter Woman, and she...
Hey, just reporter.
Hey, her. She wrote a story in the beginning. I wrote down the headline. Did you see the headline?
No.
How to Be a Crazy Whore.
Cool. She writes for ViceMagazine.com.
I'm also going to read this out to you because this is something I read on the Wikipedia while I was watching, because I was reading the Wikipedia. One of the potential, and not for this movie specifically, I don't think, but just one of the potential names for scripts that we're going to potentially be produced, or I think it might have been suggestions for like jumping off points for screenwriters, was Hellraiser Jihad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what year?
Oh, it was like, what, 2003 or something?
Have you ever read or seen Frank Miller's comic about Batman beating up Al-Qaeda?
I have not.
He brought it to DC, and they were obviously like, absolutely not. This is incredibly racist, Frank Miller. And so he just did it and just made him not Batman, but basically Batman. And it's I've seen some of it, and it's a huge bummer.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing is, like, culturally, post 9/11, the way that everybody, like, culturally treated, like, anyone of Middle Eastern descent or, like, Muslim faith.
Yes.
Like, Ahmed the Dead Terrorist and stuff like that. Like,
oh my God, how would I forget about Jeff Dunham?
Yeah. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine, friend of the show, Drew, where I was basically just saying, like, oh, sorry. That, like, yeah, something people don't talk about is how oh yeah. Like, just like the, in a sense, like, poor timing, but like also like, no duh, there's a bunch of rednecks right now that are like being the way they are. Like, right as mass influx of like refugees and stuff like that have been happening from that region over the last like 20 plus years. Also, we're doing Ahmed the Dead Terrorist on TV. Yeah. So it's like, you do that at the same time, and it's like, no shit, you're going to have a bunch of dumb white racists. Like, if you're, like, state-sponsored fucking, like, cultural, like, yes, let's all make fun of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's just whatever, but back to, aside from Hellraiser Jihad. So, this
film... you know that fun fact, just reminded me, our conversation reminded me, you know Batman Death in the Family, where Robin dies? Yes. Did you know a huge part of that story hangs on Joker becoming the UN representative for Israel?
I did not know that, but did you know that
it's crazy?
That the God, what is the name? The character that David Bowie played when he had that blonde hair. What was it? Oh, the Thin White Duke. You ever heard him called the Thin White Duke?
Vaguely.
Yeah, that's one of the nicknames that David Bowie has. It's anyways, he was really into cocaine at that time, and the Thin White Duke was also partially like a bit of a like a Nazi character he's playing. He did a lot of pro-Nazi and like pro like fascism stuff at that time.
That's fun.
A la like kind of, you know, like a modern day like kind of Kanye thing. And then afterwards he was just like, forget all that, I was on cocaine. Anyways,
who's Stan Winston?
Stan Winston is a creature design guy. He did things like he didn't design the Xenomorph, but he did design the Xenomorph Queen and shit like that. Like, he's done a lot of like really.
Gotcha. Okay, because his name is in the credits, and I wrote it down to make sure. I was like, why do I know that name? And I forgot to look it up. And I thought,
he produced it. He's known for he worked on the Terminator series. He worked on the first 3 Jurassic Parks. He did some work on The Thing. I think he's responsible for the Predator design. Like, I think that was him.
Very cool.
So.
And then
he produced this, I think.
It's directed by Rick Boda. And I wrote down Rick Boda These Nuts.
There you go.
Made me laugh very hard.
I will say 2 things at the top. The name, Deader, I like that a lot.
It's not bad,
What they did with it, I don't like. I don't think. It's just like, it doesn't live up to how cool the name sounds.
That's a great point, yeah. This movie tries, though.
It does.
It wants to be cool so bad.
So, she's a cool hotshot reporter that doesn't play by anybody's rules except her own, and she has a lame boss named Charles, because everybody has a lame boss named Charles.
And they used to date.
Kind of like The Fly.
Am I correct? Yeah.
Seems like The Fly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He has a videotape of, like, this lady, like, shooting herself in the head, but then everybody being like, one of us, and they, like, there's a main guy named Winter or something that, like, brings her back to life. And they're all the Deaders. They do this thing where they, like, seemingly for kicks, like, kill themselves, but, like, bring themselves back to life.
And
I don't fully get what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you can break it down if you like. Go ahead.
No, I if I had to guess, I mean, they're just doing pinhead stuff. Yeah. They haven't got a box, but they're just playing with the dead, not dead, deader stuff. I mean, but go on.
Get that, but then it gets muddied with all this stuff about, like, Pinhead shows up, and then he's like, they're mine, Winter's mine, Winter's trying to escape. or something like that, and like I need to hold them accountable for it's just maybe we'll get there in the Wikipedia synopsis, and I'll explain more of why. Like I like the idea of like people messing around with the box in that sense, but like with how fast the Cenobites show up to like correct shit, you know what I mean? Like I need a better reason as to why they're like getting to just fuck with it without Hellraiser showing up every time they open the box.
They were busy.
Like what they're doing.
He had to go get new Cenobites to come with them. She's watching this video that her boss shows her, and this is me just being like a pedant, like just nitpicking this movie.
Yeah.
Who's edited this VHS, and how did they get so many angles? Because it's got that shitty filter of it, like they're recording a TV that's playing this VHS, but it's just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. And
yeah, it reminds me of something that might be a nice thing to do. One of these Halloweens is George Romero's Of the Dead series.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this or not, but people obviously know like Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
And then there's the Dawn of the Dead, and there is the Day of the Dead, which are the three biggest ones. But then like towards the tail end of his life, I mean, I think he died in like somewhere around 2015, but back half of his career, after doing one a decade basically, right? 68, 78, and then 85, he decided in 2005 to do Land of the Dead, 2007 to do Diary of the Dead, 2009 to do Survivor of the Dead or Survival of the Dead, and then he was eventually going to do like Road of the Dead and stuff like that. But anyways, and then I guess they're making one in the future called Twilight of the Dead. But anyways, so he shed out like, what is that? 1, 2, 3, at least 3 in the space of less than 5 years, when the other 3 took him 30 years, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But anyway, so there's 6 films total. But the whole reason why I bring it up is because the last couple, he does have an awkward relationship with, I haven't seen them fully, but I've heard people talking about it, I've seen clips from it and stuff. Awkward relationship with the concept of found footage.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's intended to be like this thing that this lady put together after the events of the movie. So like she's like to try to explain away some of the ways in which it's like a full-blown Hollywood production. She's like, I've added music for dramatic effect at certain points and stuff like that.
Okay.
And also some of the footage that's supposed to be like handheld and like found footagey is just not. And there's a lot of like unexplained extra editing, like you're saying, like cuts and stuff that just don't make sense. So it's like this weird mesh of like it wants to be found footage, but it's just not adhering to the rules of that genre like at all. And only sometimes trying to explain why not, and then other times just not bothering. So, anyways, kind of.
I watched confusing. A found footage movie the other day.
I watched one about frogs, I think, but continue.
Oh, that sounds
Frog Man.
That sounds more exciting.
It was not good.
I watched a movie called Hell House. Have you seen Hell House?
No, but I've wanted to. It's like the thing where it takes place in a haunted house and then shit actually starts being murdery and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
wasn't feeling it?
I wasn't feeling it. I was at points, but then overall...
Yeah.
Could I tell you how the movie wraps up?
Sure.
It starts with a bunch of people in the haunted house and then everyone going, oh, fuck, get the hell out of here. And everybody runs out and a news report being like, a lot of people died at this haunted house, including everybody who was running it. So that was scary. Nobody knows what really happened. And then it cuts to like a woman being interviewed by a documentary crew, and she's the one survivor from the thing.
Okay.
And she just drops a big bag on the table full of like cassettes or tapes, and she goes, "This is Hell House. This is everything they filled." And the interviewer's like, "Okay, Dan, take those and go look through them." And the guy takes them and brings them somewhere, and then it cuts between her interview and then like footage from it. And it's just people fucking around for a couple days building this haunted house. And every now and then, one of the spooky clowns that they got in the basement that's a dummy is just standing somewhere. And they're like, whoa, that's scary. And then they turn around, it's gone. And they're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then they wake up the next day and they just don't mention it at all.
Yeah.
Oh, and also when they get there, this place that they bought, in the basement, there's a big pentagram drawn on the wall and on the floor.
Love that.
And it...
This house is from hell.
Spooky stuff happens here and there, and then they open the haunted house, and then the cultists show up in the basement and start killing people.
Okay.
And then it cuts back to the interview with the main girl, and she goes, "Can we continue this later? I need to go lie down." And the interviewer's like, "Okay." She goes, "If you need me, I rented a room. I'm in 2C. You can find me there, okay?" And she's like, "Okay." And then the interviewer's like, oh, we need to go ask her a question. The interviewer becomes the main character of the movie, and she goes to find her, and they're like, ooh, there is no room 2C, and they go, ooh,
she was a ghost.
She might have been a ghost, and they were like, we should go to Hell House and film what's in there, and they do, and they go inside and they find her, and she's like, psych, I'm actually dead. The cultists are here and they're going to get you. And the cultists get the documentary crew and they die. And I was all I could think at the end of the movie, just again, being a pedant. I'm like, well, then who got this footage? Where did this come from? I want to see what the third documentary crew is.
That's funny.
And then they made 5 of those movies, which is insane.
I can't believe that, honestly. Have you ever listened to the band Silver Jews?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah, I feel like you'd like that. So let's keep going. So she is shown the snuff film by her boss. She goes to Bucharest to investigate the debtors. She goes to that room of Marla's where she's like hung herself, auto-asphyxiated eroticism of jerking off.
I might have just been in a mood.
Yeah. It's pretty gross.
That was
actually spooky.
Scared the shit. I was like, that would be... I just couldn't stop thinking about like...
I thought that whole section was effective.
Yes.
That was
just
good.
the main... Just how it was framed and just the way she's posed in her eyes. Yeah, I was like, if I...
Spooky.
It was the first time maybe in any horror movie I've ever seen where I was like, if I saw that in real life... That's probably all I'd be able to see for the rest of my life.
That's about all I can handle. That was my max right there.
I'd be like, I'm done with life because every time I blink, I see this.
And I felt like at any moment she could come back to life.
Yeah.
I was like waiting for that to happen.
They held out for a good long time, and I commend them for that.
Yeah. So she finds the girl has the box in her hand, which I do like that.
Oh, also she's walking around this whole room just like with the weirdest stink face I've ever seen. I'm like, I get it. It stinks in the room. You don't have to do that.
Not the biggest fan of this actress. I'm not trying to be mean, but whatever.
She's fine.
Yeah. She pursues some leads. Blah 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 blah. She finds Winter, the leader of the cult. He's a descendant of the guy who made the box.
Right.
Which is an odd add-in that I don't think even fits the mythology of the whatever, blah, 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 blah.
I was surprised. I was like, oh, wow, I never, ever thought they would mention the people from France ever again.
No, neither did I. He can't open the box himself, apparently, so he keeps trying to find... That's what's going on. He's trying to find other people to open the box. He found the debtors and attracted emotionally vulnerable followers so that he could kill them and reanimate them. Winter does this to Amy, resulting in her experiencing an extended waking dream in which she relives her father's physical and sexual abuse. Okay, well, I didn't know it was sexual. That's something that...
Yeah.
Okay. And her subsequent murder of him as a child. Okay, I must have, zoned out for that one. I didn't know she murdered her dad. Coming back to the living world, she successfully opens the box, summons the Cenobites. Pinhead expresses disdain for Winter and his cult. Or not family, but his cult, but the family. Denying that any mortal could ever control the Cenobites, because I guess he was trying to control them. He proceeds to slaughter the debtors before indicating to Amy that she is now indebted to them by opening the box, saying that her father has been waiting for her in hell, which is a pretty hardcore thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
Rather than being taken, Amy kills herself, resulting in the box closing and sending an electrical charge that banishes the Cenobites back to hell and causes the debtors' compound to explode. Later, Charles, the boss, unaware of Amy's whereabouts, assigns a new journalist to investigate the tape. The film ends with the reporter holding up the puzzle box, a TV reporter, which has been recovered from the destroyed compound. And this has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And you know that one guy that like runs the club? He looks like Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this movie, maybe, is at the end where Pinhead pulls that guy apart, the leader, Winter.
Yeah.
And then he like just quickly like stabs through the 2 lines of people with chains. Yeah. Everybody falls down, and then that guy falls down last and goes, "Oh fuck!" and then falls. I was like, the feeling I got there was just like everybody's gonna love this guy.
I actually liked that guy.
Really?
I liked him.
I felt nothing for him. I was like, oh okay. I don't know why that was so funny to me. That like this is gonna hit.
I'm gonna go through a couple of things. One of them is when she meets that guy Joey or whatever on the train or whatever, and it turns out that there are a bunch of people that have been killed by the Cenobites or whatever. But he says that thing where he's like I never know when to get off the train. It's good, but
yeah.
Also, at one point, someone says skankology.
Ooh.
One guy looks like Harvey Weinstein, so I wrote down, is that Harvey Weinstein? I wrote down CGI chains and a David Lynch nightmare, because again, we just kept going Eraserhead mode with those nightmares. And then I also wrote down the box looks like something David Lynch would have in his house.
Yeah. Right.
Then I wrote down Blade Vampire Train, because that's why I like him. He feels like a Blade vampire.
You're right, he does. I like him more now. I'm looking at him.
CGI bugs. I don't know if you remember that, but when she's in the little shiny wall thing, she's got the light CGI bugs.
That makes sense. I have a note written down that I didn't know what it meant. I wrote, Bugwell gotcha.
Yeah.
And that must have been that, yeah.
At one point I wrote down call Romanian 911. Oh, that's right, because she wakes up with a knife in her back and she's bleeding everywhere. And for that entire 7-minute sequence that she's bleeding everywhere and trying to figure out what to do, I just kept going like, call Romanian 911.
I wrote down call a doctor.
Yeah. Call somebody. Stop trying to deal with this by yourself.
And I love when she like puts the gauze around her and then she leaves and she looks like a goddamn Ninja Turtle because she has so much in her back. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Pinhead,
this is an F for me.
Yeah, Pinhead, this is a solid F. I'd like to say Pinhead looks like a guy wearing a mask in this movie.
Does not look good in this one.
And the music is so much louder than anything anyone is saying.
Yeah.
And it was driving me crazy. Yeah. Like, sometimes it'll happen where, like, a movie will get way too loud, and then when people are talking, it's really quiet. But, like, the background music is overpowering everything everybody's saying all the time. So, yeah, I'll give it an F.
Sounds good to me. Okay, here is...
No, I lied. I'm going to give it a D- as well because the girl in the bathroom was so effective.
Okay,
I want to give it some points.
I hear you. So finally, here we are. Hellraiser 8, Hellworld. Okay.
Good goddamn.
This is a bad film. I do not like this film. The cold open is on a kid who's like killed himself. Henry Cavill is also here. His early role. It's like
Superman,
third or fourth thing he was ever in. He's enjoyable. I like him in here.
I disagree.
Oh, my bad.
I love that guy. I don't like that he's in this movie. I don't like looking at him.
So they play a game that we maybe see for 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, Chris. I don't know how it skipped my mind that this movie starts with them playing an MMO of Hellraiser.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And that's how they get invited to the party, because they get invited to a Hellworld party. They all play Hellworld.
I was not excited, but I was intrigued, because at the beginning I was like, oh, is this going to be a movie where, because he's wearing that mask at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is this going to be like a New Nightmare thing where Hellraiser is a movie in this universe and then they get Hellraised? No.
Not that much.
People just know about these guys now.
Have you seen the cover for this? Definitely trying to cash in on that Matrix money.
Yep, absolutely.
This movie does not have Matrix vibes. In my opinion.
Oh, no, not at all.
So, this movie cost $5 million.
That's more than the Allstate one.
Lance Hendrickson was initially the pick for Frank, but he turned it down.
Oh, okay.
This is a terrible time to come back to this franchise. What are you doing, Lance?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why he said yes to this? Good God. So, Henry Cavill also appears in one of his first film roles. It says, so the plot, like I said, a group of people, they're all addicted to playing this online computer game. Hellworld, Adam was so obsessed with the game that apparently he committed suicide after becoming too immersed in it, they say. And all 5 friends blame themselves for not having prevented the suicide.
They're at their friend's funeral, and his brother Jake, is that his name? Yeah, I wrote it down. Okay. Jake is there, and he goes, this is your guys' fault. And he's just like kind of scolds them a little bit.
Yeah.
And he leaves, and one of them, I think it's Henry Cavill, goes, what's his problem? It's like, you're at his brother's funeral, my dude. His brother
died is the problem.
His brother's dead in a box right in front of you, man.
So Lance Hendrickson is hosting a private Hellworld party that's invite only, where in the MMO you have to solve the Cenobite Lament configuration, and if you solve it, you get an invitation to Hellworld with no guests. And so they all go to this Hellworld party in this old mansion hosted by Lance Hendrickson. And there is some of the worst acting I've ever seen in a film in this film. Specifically, I'm thinking of the girl with blonde hair who's in the attic the whole time, and she's like, I'm in the attic, look up here, look up here.
Oh, our main character? Yeah.
Hard to watch. Super hard to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are people named Mike, Derek, Allison, and Chelsea in this movie, and also Jake, and I couldn't tell you who any of those names are.
I know Jake is the brother because I wrote down, why is Jake here?
Right. So, it says one of them reluctantly comes. I don't give a fuck.
She's our main character because she's like, guys, don't you think we're a little old for this? But really, she's like, hey, our friend died because of this.
They all, like, immediately... Okay, here's what I'm going to say. This is a Hellworld party, right?
Yes.
People play the Cenobite game. The Hellworld party needs to be so much more fucked up and sexual and disgusting.
Yeah, I saw, you see...
It's just a normal-ass party.
He gets a blowjob in a chair in front of everybody, and that's kind of it.
There's no BDSM stuff. There's no chains. There's no leather.
They got the masks so they can party anonymous with the phone numbers written on them, and everyone gets a Nokia cell phone.
Orgy.
nobody is wearing the masks for the rest of this movie.
No, hell no.
And also they do a...
Also, I just mean in real life, like, hell no, you're not going to wear that mask.
Absolutely.
You're going to take that bitch off.
They do a Can You Hear Me Now bit.
Yeah.
When do you think that's going to not...
Be funny? No,
I'm going to play. Like, going to be understandable anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. Good question. I wonder... I have, like, some Gen Alpha or whatever siblings. I wonder if I could ask them, like...
Probably, yeah.
Or maybe it'll just, like, be one of those things like, your goose is cooked, where, like, you just keep making the joke even though nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about anymore.
I hope so. For that guy's sake, I hope that lasts forever.
So they all end up they're cordially welcomed.
They just kind of putz around this party and get killed by...
I get so bored through this whole thing. Personally.
By Lance, but he also turns into Pinhead sometimes and then kills him and puts him on hooks and stuff.
I love this. I missed this, but okay. So yeah, Lance is like slowly picking them off. But listen to this. Did you get this? The mansion was allegedly formerly a convent. It was also formerly an asylum. And it was also built by Philip Le Marchand, one of the bloodline people.
Fun.
Okay, so as the party progresses, they find themselves trapped in a separate part of the blah, killed by the host, also Pinhead, and ascended by minions Chatterer and Bound.
Jake. Oh, I wrote down my man Chatter's back.
They always bring him back. They never bring the other ones back.
This is the first time I saw. I can remember.
Well,
seeing it in a while.
I mean, in terms of like they got the chattery dog, and they always have a chattery monster. It's not the same Chatterer, but what I'm trying to say is that like it's weird how much they love that design, but they don't bring any of the other ones back. Anyways, Chelsea's hiding in the attic and trying to call the cops or whatever. Finds items belonging to Adam and discovers that the host is Adam's father.
Which, how would you not know that?
No. Who blames his son's friends for not helping break his addiction. And this is the time that I will say Lance Hendrickson is on Jigsaw mode in this.
Yeah. And is he not his brother's dad?
Whoa. Am I not my brother's keeper?
Great point.
Chelsea and Jake try to flee only to discover that they have been buried alive and are receiving messages from the host via cell phones in their respective caskets. This is where he's on Jigsaw mode. He's got them like buried in the thing they can breathe still, and they're they're dead or what?
He drugs them and puts these in these coffins, put them in these coffins, Jigsaw, and then like throughout the movie they like have like weird flashes of like being able to see themselves in the box, and then he's like, "Yeah, I just drugged you guys and put you in this box," and then I was thinking, as an audience member, well, then how are they all seeing this party?
The same hallucination.
What is happening? And he goes, I talk to you through cell phones. Okay, I guess.
Yes. Apparently it says right here they've been experiencing it from the result of a hypnotic suggestion and their own guilty consciences. In-fucking sane.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to hear a man say that. You know it in your heart and in your brain. We all know this. This is insanity. Chelsea begins to slip into another hallucination, it says. She's abruptly pulled above ground by police and paramedics and reunited with Jake as he is being taken into an ambulance. The police and paramedics say they were tipped off by a phone call from Chelsea's telephone. Chelsea does not know who could have called them, but as she looks towards the house, she sees Adam standing in the window. Later, the host sits in a bedroom going through a suitcase containing Adam's possessions. He finds and opens the actual lament configuration, which summons the real Cenobites. Pinhead praises Adam's ingenuity and mocks the host's disbelief before the Chatterer and Bound Cenobites tear him to pieces. I actually really don't remember any of that. Are you watching it right now?
Yeah.
Jake and Chelsea are shown driving into the sunrise where they receive a mysterious phone call from the host who suddenly appears in the back seat. The two almost crash their car, but are able to stop it, and the host disappears. The last scene shows the police entering the bedroom, in which the host opened the box, and the walls blood smeared, and the box lying on the floor. Right, I remember that. So, this happened, or this didn't happen, or what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not even trying to be funny. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? The movie, they got drugged and talked to on a phone, and then Pinhead showed up. Because someone that we didn't see in this movie was involved with Pinhead.
Apparently, it's based on a short story.
I'm looking at the host getting cut in half right now, and he just has a JPEG of meat superimposed over the top of his body, and I want you to come see this. It's truly...
It's the kind of special effects 5 mil gets you, baby.
It's truly the craziest thing I've ever seen.
So, the short story that this is based on is called Dark Can't Breathe.
Okay.
On r/horror 6 years ago, someone said, looking for the Hellraiser inspiring short story Dark Can't Breathe. Hi, I'm new here, and so hopefully I'm not breaking any rules. As the title says, I'm trying to find this short story to read. It's by Joel Soisson and inspired Hellworld. I haven't been able to find it online anywhere, so I'm hoping someone can help me. I'm curious if it's better than the movie. I mean, it's hard to be worse. Haha. Seems like it's a hard one to track down. Yeah. I'm curious. Curious about that. This is an F.
This is an F.
This is a terrible film. I don't fully understand it. And I don't fully know what it was going for or what they wanted of me. What did they want of me?
What do you want of me?
Because was it...
Rick Bofa, what do you want from me?
What do you think they wanted out of us?
What do you want?
What was I supposed to do with this?
Oh, she karate kicks Pinhead off of the stairs. I thought that was pretty cool.
I will say, if we're going to give it one prop, before we know what's up, I do like the confusing portion where you're like, if she is in the attic and we know she's in the attic, why can the police not see her?
Yeah.
I like that whole scene. Yeah. That was like tense, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? In a good way. Otherwise, well, what the fuck is all I have to say about this one, So what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? Let me give it an F. Before we wrap up, I have this written down on my notes.
Sure.
You texted me earlier and said, why isn't Scream in space yet? And I said, yeah, throw our guy up there. And
is it happening?
No, I quickly wrote this down at work. We got a space station, right?
Sure.
And the captain of the space station is like the great-great-grandson of Dewey, right? Nice. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then people start dying because there's a space ghost face there. And then your killer ends up being the engineer for the ship because he's like the great-great-grandson of one of the killers.
Sure.
And he's like, your great-great-grandfather ruined my family's name, and I could have been the man that built this ship, but it's hard to get any respect when you're the great-great-grandson of a killer. And then someone else is probably going to be a ghost face as well. But those are the bare bones of a Scream movie in general, let alone Scream in space.
Yeah. And the only other thing that you have to have happen is, for some reason, Courtney Cox has to be there.
Yes, she's the hologram AI assistant on the ship that is modeled after his great-great-grandmother, yeah.
The reason why I said that is because I saw, and I don't know if it's like a skin or something, or if it was just AI generated, but I saw like the ghost face, but it was robotic. And I was like, uber ghost face.
Ooh. Yeah.
So fold that into your situation.
I keep seeing on Instagram and Twitter, people who I know posting AI-generated images of people that look a little bit like them, but AI in a bedroom, a 90s bedroom with Ghostface in the background. Mm-hmm. And every time I see it, I'm like, man, this probably goes so hard if you're dumb as fuck.
Do you know who Mike O'Hearn is?
I can't say that I do, no.
He's a 4-time Mr. Universe, I think. He's a bodybuilder. He's known for, like, he was pretty decently viral for, like, these edits of, like, him shirtless in slow motion, just kind of, like, flexing, while, like, a slowed down version of What is Love?
Okay.
Baby, don't hurt me plays. What I like about Mr. Mike O'Hearn is that he's, like, best friends in the world with this wrestler, Badass Billy Gunn.
It's a good name.
They're just funny. They have good chemistry together, in my opinion. I'll show you a little picture of Mr. Mike O'Hearn.
I thought you were pitching Mike O'Hearn to be Space Ghostface.
No, but I'm going somewhere. We're taking a long walk off to...
And everyone in the fan community will call him Ghost Space. Okay, yeah, he seems kind of familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He posted on his Instagram. He claims to be a lifetime natural. That ain't true.
He's hard to look at, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. I like him, though. He's got some pretty good fitness advice, honestly.
Okay.
Not a bad guy. But on his on his Instagram, I don't know if it's still around. It might have gotten taken down, but he hard posted the other day an AI video of Dexter Morgan with someone wrapped up in his kill room.
Mm-hmm.
P. Diddy wrapped up in his kill room. And then instead of like killing him, it's just like a 4-second edit where like he's got a thing of baby oil and he just squirts baby oil on P. Diddy's head. Dexter Morgan does.
Okay.
While he's wrapped up in like the kill room styrofoam stuff, whatever the fuck.
And now, Mike, what's his name?
O'Hearn.
Do you think Mike O'Hearn saw that and went, I gotta hard post that?
I think he was just like, this is funny to me. Yeah, very funny to me.
Or do you think Mike O'Hearn went, you know what would be funny?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on Google Gemini or whatever it's called.
And make this?
Yeah.
I hope he made it, personally.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, we watched these films. They were terrible. Next episode, hopefully you can get this up soon. We're recording quite a few days late just because life. Next episode, we have to watch 9, 10, 11, and we're done.
Okay, cool.
So 2 more of like the main chronology, and then there's the remake that is actually pretty divisive among fans. But people that are normal, like people are usually considered pretty decent.
Normal, yeah. Okay.
So we got our last 3. We're in the home stretch. So next week is the last one, and we'll cap it off with our Hellraiser ranking.
Can I give you a tease for next week?
Yeah.
I got a game for you.
Ooh.
Bringing it back.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's got prizes and consequences.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. How big are we talking as far as consequences? Like,
not huge at all.
Okay, cool. Then I also wanted to say Freddy Krueger in space.
Okay.
It's a wrap because that needed to happen in prime Robert Englund time.
Yes.
It's too late.
Yes.
Yeah. Scream could still happen. We have hope for this. But my initial thought was, I know this wouldn't happen, but my initial thought was like, what about Freddy Krueger scaring the shit out of some Martians?
Oh.
Like, what would a fucking crazy-ass Martian nightmare look like? But anyways, what would really happen is it'd be a space station, and like he'd be like, you thought I wouldn't get you up here?
Yeah, how would he get up there? Like, what would drive him up there?
I don't know, maybe an Elm Street kid is a fucking astronaut.
Yeah, it's got to be a great-great-grandkid of an Elm Street kid. Okay.
So, dude, yeah.
That's
Hellraiser.
Man.
That's that mattress, man.
Eating Soup Alone is a podcast hosted by me, Christopher Crumley, and co-hosted by Nicholas Johnson. We try our best to ramble incoherently about a handful of movies at least once a week.